Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, it is that time of the week and that time of the evening. I'm telling you what. So let's get off right to the first thing and first, the early bird special. Who was the person to make the comment first today? Our good friend, probably our biggest fan, Steve Kreitz. Buddy, how the heck are you? You are the early bird special for today. Guys, we got a ridiculous show for you this week. We got all kinds of good stuff, and it's all about craziness, all about the craziness going on around the world. So let's start with the easy question first before we do anything else. Okay. Do you know someone who is hesitant about selling their home, or I should say just moving? Do we know anybody that in your friends, family, anything like that that's hesitant about moving? Because this show is going to be based on that kind of stuff. So in the chat, if you put somebody, if you do put yes, if you don't put no, if you know somebody who is hesitant about moving or about selling their home, put it in the chat, please. Yes, if you do, no, if you don't. Didn't leave names or anything like that, none of that kind of stuff. Do you know someone who is hesitant about selling their home? Jeannie McKay says no. Kathy Corey says no. Okay. Steve Kreitz says no. Holy smokes. You got all these confident, crazy, confident people. That's a good thing. That's a real good thing. All right. So this show is going to be called Fight the Fear. Guys, I'm going out in the market every single day, pushing and shoving and fighting for things and helping people. And I just feel like there are tons and tons. And I know we've talked about this before, but I'm going to say it again. If you take listings from last year and you look at listings this year, okay, it looks like somebody fell off a cliff. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like, hey, Pat, how the heck are you? Good to see you. It looks like somebody fell off a cliff. That's because there's so few listings right now. And it's based on fear. It's based on fear. And I have conversations every single day with people talking about different things. And some of the fears are going to pop up in our deep dive today because I came up with 4 or 5 reasons that people are afraid to list their home right now. So that's kind of what we're going to dig to. We're going to do some other fun stuff. I got another crazy good picture and some other good what really see stuff going on too. We may be bringing back commercials this week, guys, just so you know. We have a new marketing director here at Century 21, and you may see me in a commercial. I'll try to be ridiculous and goofy and all that good stuff. So know that going in. So this episode 181, Fight the Fear. All right. So if you were selling, let's put it this way: put your pretend hats on now. Put your pretend hats on, Kathy, Pat, Mom, Steve, Janine, all you guys. Put your pretend hats on. If you were selling your house right now, I'm not saying you are. I'm saying if you were, what do you think the number one fear or concern you would have is? What's the number one fear or concern that you would have? Put it in the chat for me because today's going to be a learning event for me too. Because I'm just trying to figure out where the world is at these days. So, what would be the major concern for you if you were going to list your house right now? What would it be? Put it in the chat for me. I'll give you a couple seconds. What do you think? What would the major concern, the major thing, not clean? Okay. Chris Bergeron says not clean. Okay. What do you think, guys? What would the major concern for you be? Cleaning everything out? Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Cleaning everything out. What else, guys? What else? Being able to afford a house after selling. Yep. Yep. What else? What else? What else? What else? Buying a new place in this market, sure, sure. And guys, those are all interest rates different, sure. Because those are all legitimate concerns these days. They really are. They're legitimate concerns, especially in the history of the last few years. And when Mike comes on, we'll talk a little bit about that history too, because it's definitely having some kind of impact, or at least something's going packing it up. Yeah. So I'm hearing that loud and clear. So one of the biggest things is cleaning everything out. Gotcha. Okay. So let's do this, guys. Without further ado, let's go to our expert in the field of mortgages. What needs to be done to bring them up to code? Yeah, Kath, I got you there too. I was kind of thinking that as well. So let's go to our legendary total home lending god, Mike McLaughlin, the man, the myth, the legend. And here he is. Michael, how are you, sir?
Good, Mr. Bergeron. How are you?
I'm doing fine. So I just I just wanted to try to put this out there a little bit. I'm not trying to fear monger or anything like that. I'm just trying to get a feel for what normal everyday people think as far as what you'd be afraid of for selling, because it seems like there's not a lot of listings out there, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a few reasons to be afraid of selling, and we've said it a million times. The big thing is that the market isn't helpful to the move up buyer, and without that move up buyer, we've got all these first time home buyers that want homes, but those homes aren't available because the move up buyer can't afford to make that jump anymore to the next rung. on the homes, the home ladder.
Well, yeah, and I know you and I have talked about it, Mike, but people aren't talking about this because, like, I sit in meetings and we do all kinds of training and stuff like that here. I sat in a meeting last Thursday with 50 realtors, and nobody talked about that. They talk about the market and all this other stuff, but nobody said the move up buyer is the one that's missing. It really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
But it's happening. I mean, it is happening. I got two closing this week that are going to be move up buyers. So it is happening, but it's just, it, it's hard. It comes down to, for me, why are you moving? Right.
Right. And those are the ones that are at least out there in the market. There's some out there in the market, not as many as we need, but the ones that are the ones that are moving because they have to. It's not really for whatever reason, whether it's uh, you know combining households with other generations of your family, or it's retiring, or empty nest, and they're downsizing. And that's the other one. The downsize is in the same position as the move up, but it's probably even more evident. The move up buyer, what they're seeing is the payment shock. They're seeing, they want to move up. They want 500 extra more square feet for their family. They want that extra bedroom or two, but they're seeing maybe their payments going from 1,200 to 2,200, and that's not in the cards for them right now.
Yeah.
Instead of, in the past, maybe it would have gone from 1,200 to 1,800, and that's something, okay, we can play with that. The same thing with the move down buyer. It's tough for them because how are they going to go from, they're paying, let's say they're paying 1,700 a month for their mortgage now, and they're going to move down and pay 1,600, or they're going to move down and pay the same as they're paying now. Makes it hard to swallow and make that decision to say, yeah, I'm going to move down. So, the market's doing okay, not great. We've got buyers, we've got sellers, and they're buying and selling just like they always will be. But we could really use some relief for our buyers by getting more inventory. And that's going to come, it's going to need rates to continue to come down. And rates are being pressured to stay where they are for three reasons. Because of inflation, and still, inflation is still a factor in that. And because of and actually I had an article up just a minute ago. See
Yep.
if I can. No, I don't have access to it anymore. But and it had said what the three factors were: interest rates, inflation. So interest rates, inflation are two of the three. What was the third one? Oh, I can't remember. But the big thing being interest rates, and inflation on taxes for that move up house. So the cities are seeing great property value increases, which are causing taxes to go up. So if you want that move up house, you've also got to deal with the new move up taxes.
So do you
Um,
think, let me ask two questions from what you just said. One, do you think city services got better because they're collecting way more tax money?
no, I just think property, even though, but they are experiencing the same inflation that everywhere else is experiencing. They're experiencing inflation to the wages of their employees, as well as just for the cost of everything, as
All right,
what
folks out in the
everything.
audience, let ask the same question to you. Are your city services getting better because of higher tax? I'm just curious. I heard
My
this, Mike. Somebody told me this today. You tell me this is true. If the fire department comes to your house, they charge you for that? Did you know that?
No, I wasn't aware of that, but
Yeah, I was just talking to a client going over fine lumbers with them, and she said, "Yeah." I go, no, come on, that can't be true. A fire department you
I
pay
think
taxes for?
I think it might be circumstantial, or also it might be maybe in certain cities that don't have uh, the all the city services. Like maybe what city was that you're talking about?
Well, so Dearborn Heights. She said it
Dearborn
was Dearborn
Heights.
Heights. I was like, really?
I wouldn't think Dearborn Heights. I would think maybe Belleville, Monroe,
Yeah,
something
like
like
some that's
that.
got like a volunteer or something like that. Yeah, something like that. I
Yeah,
get you. I get you
but
on
I
that.
mean, yeah, maybe they're getting crunched too, right?
Cities that outsource, Kathy, you're probably right on that. Cities that have outsourced, it's probably not a bad thing
So
there.
the crunch is on, so they got to cut. So they cut at the fire department EMS level, and you end up having to pay for that pay per use, right?
Yeah. So Dearborn Heights, don't get me started with them. The fact that they are only open 4 days a week drives me crazy. Drives me absolute
Yep.
berserk.
And then another ways they cut down is like sometimes this an assessor for one city might be the assessor for three other cities, and they only work 1 day a week for the specific cities.
Yeah. So my next question to you, and we'll kind of lead on this and figure this out. Do you think we've been spoiled by rates? Like historically, walk me through the rates, how low they were.
Yeah, I was trying to find a good chart. But if you go back to, I'll go back as far as I've been in the industry. So we're talking 2000. Rates were right around 7%. If you go back further into the 80s, they were at 14, 15, 16% in the early 80s.
Yep.
But if you start off in 2000, rates had trended down over the end of the 90s, and they had gone from, 9%, 8%, 7%. So then I got into the industry in 2000 and they were 7%. And then they trended down over a couple years time into like the 5%
Yep.
range back then. And then and then with the housing crisis, they went back up to say like I remember them getting as high as like maybe 7-8%
Yep.
back during the 2008 to 2010 area. And then from 2010 to I mean, it almost seems like for the next 11 years, right? Right through COVID-19, rates kind of went from that peak in the housing crisis at 8%, say, with a healthy housing market, on the recovery from then until 2020. You basically saw them go from 8% all the way down to less than 3%.
Right. So how long did we get that 2, 3? How long was it in that range?
Two to
Oh,
three, probably about a year. In
okay.
that, I would say in the 2.5 to 3.5 range. I would think it was there for about a year, and then like what Kathy's saying, I think we had about another year where it was in that 4.5 to 3.5, maybe even more than a year, maybe more like 2 years, 4.5 to 3.5, and then we really peaked on that low from 3.5 to 2.5 for another year. So, and then obviously when with what happened with COVID, we saw it peak in the 7.25, 7.5 range, kind of a peak there,
Yep. Yep.
and then now back. And microeconomics over the last week, we have seen, the last couple weeks, inflation's cooling off a little bit. The United Kingdom had some good reports of inflation being down 1%. Our market reacted well to that today. So over the last week or 10 days, rates have been trending down. So we like that. But it's going to take a really consistent trend downward to get us out of the mid to high sixes and into mid to high fives, which is where we're going to see some relief.
Right. And that's kind of like that's where I'm at with this. It's like I feel almost like we're never gonna forget the 2, 3, 4 rate. We're gonna be like, what? We remember it was 2, 3, 4. Like that's never gonna go in our memories, I feel like.
No, I don't know that we'll ever be that low again, but we don't really need to be that low. You know, if as well as with inflation going up, so has an income, and every borrower, every homeowner has their own journey, and they're still going to be in line for that next home. Their income is still going to be increasing. So I feel like we can get there. We don't need 4% rates, but we need something in the fives.
Yeah. No,
And
that's
I
what I'm
still
saying.
think
I feel
we're
like
on track to be there by the end of this year.
but I feel like in our heads, it's like that opening that door you can't close again, right?
Well, what you got to remember is not only was everybody purchasing their homes in the 3.5% range, but everybody was refinancing. So it's not just the people who purchased at that 3.5 or 2.5 to 3.5% range, everybody that could refinance too. So everybody's in the same boat. It's not just those people that purchased in those 3 years that got excellent rates. Everybody's got a great rate.
Yeah.
So that's what it comes down to is at what point does the people are going to delay they're going to delay their home purchase,
Yeah.
so until they absolutely have to, they're going to get by with needing one more bedroom until they see enough relief that they can say, okay, I'll do it now, hopefully I can refinance later, or we'll bite the bullet and we'll move on it now.
Right. Right. You might talk about that sometimes now that you just you can't um I mean, once that rate drops, it's gonna be more of craziness than it is now. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, and the one good thing that I can say, and we've said it always, is that we believe we have faith in the property values. We
Yep.
don't have to worry about that. That's one thing that we can feel solid about, that real estate is the backbone of our company's, you know, wealth, and that we don't have to worry about the kind of stuff that happened 15 years ago. It's not in the cards.
Right. That's what I mean. Like that's the biggest thing. It's like that's not coming. That's
And
not coming.
so if you look at even the people that can't move or have the higher rate, or that are, at least they've got that incentive of tremendous equity appreciation over the years that they've owned their homes in the last 10 years.
Yeah, they're sitting on a bunch of equity. Absolutely. 100%.
Right.
100%.
So that'll help them when it is time to do it. But we just, everything is waiting for the rates to go down, and the rates are waiting for inflation, for everybody to feel comfortable that inflation is in check. So they're still going to be tied together. Inflation being everybody actually feeling not only that they think they know what it is going to happen, but we're watching it happen. So we
Right.
just need time to watch it happen, and then rates will coordinate with inflation.
I got you. I got you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from the legend, the man, not the myth, from Total Home Lending, Mike McLaughlin. Michael, we appreciate you calming us down, buddy, and fighting the fear.
Thank you,
Thanks, bud.
Scott.
See ya.
See you guys.
Yeah, nothing feels better than talking to Mike McLaughlin. It makes my world a lot easier. Now, I just want to show you something. I thought this was kind of funny. I got this in my email the other day. Oh, there she is. There's Shelly. There she is. There's my girl. She's with her mom right now. So let's see. All right. I want to show you something real quick. I want to show you and ask you this question. Is this the face of party time this summer? Let me show you real quick. Is this the face of party time this summer? Right here. Is that the face of party time this summer? So I passed out a bunch of uh, July 4th kind of fun stuff. And my Uncle Joe shot me this. He sent me, and my Aunt Chris shot me this picture. That is party time all day long, right there, guys. That is party time all day long. So do this for me in the chat. Put if you think that's the face of party time right now. So that's a good thing right there. Yeah, so I just want to tell you, if you're not ready to party, that guy right there is ready to party right there. Those glasses say party all day long. They say all day long party time. All right. All right. I just want to throw that cute fun thing out for you because my uncle's a fun guy and he's a good sport. So that's that. So it feels like I'm bouncing in and out a little bit, guys. If I am, I apologize for that, or signal's a little goofy. Let's talk about four reasons why people are nervous about selling it. Let me just talk you through them, okay? Again, I'm not talking anybody into selling. I'm just telling you what I hear as a pro that deals with this stuff all the time. Okay, I deal with this stuff all the dang time. Yeah, you're ready to party with him. All right, so here's what I got. First question I always get: where will we go? Okay. It's a valid question, guys. And Mike and I already talked about the move up buyer already. We talked a little bit about the fact that they have tons of equity in their house. They have tons of equity in their house. Yeah, Sunday was a great party, Trace. I agree with that 100%. They have tons of equity in their house, but they're afraid that where are they going to go to next? The move up buyer has some problems right now. Right? He does. I mean, the interest rate's a little goofy. So they have some issues and some things going on. So that's just how it is. It's one of those things where you got to figure it out. So, but people are still doing it. I always look at it this way, guys, and I know that numbers are important. I know interest rates are important. I know payments important. All those things, okay. But people move for lots of reasons. They move because they get married. They move because they get divorced. They move because they just want another place to be. There's lots and lots and lots of reasons. I am still very busy. Unlike most of the real estate world, I'm pretty busy still, and people are still moving. I have one group that's going to close tomorrow and Friday because they want acreage. I got another group that's going to close later this month because of acreage. I got somebody that inherited, or people are dumping their rentals. So there's people out there listening. It's just one of the first questions I get is, where will we go? I do. And I'm sympathetic to and honest with people. I don't let people say, hey, we'll figure it out later. No, does it make sense to you? Is this important to you? Right. All right. Number two, what will the rates be? Right. What will the rates be? I get this all the time. I get this one all the time. People have been spoiled, and we use the word spoiled because it truly is what it is. Now, I can't afford the house I'd want. Yeah, that's true. I hear that, Janine. I hear that. Okay. The rates I hear from all the talking heads. I hear from Mike McLaughlin and everybody else that rates will be in the fives probably by the end of the year. That's what I hear. Okay. Does that mean it's absolutely 100 written in stone true? Nope. Nobody can really figure that out. It's just people that look at this all the time say that kind of stuff. Right. That's that. That's definitely what I had a conversation with a young man this morning about him dumping a rental. And first thing he asked me, what's the rates going to be? Right. So you're not going to get the twos, threes anymore, guys. You probably won't get the fours for a long time. Okay. Fives is what you're looking for. Fives will be your sweet spot. Right now they're in the low sevens, high sixes. Fives is if you're a move up buyer, especially if you're moving from your house to a bigger house or your final destination kind of thing, then you're looking for 5%. You're looking for 5%. All right. So let's go with the number 3 thing that I hear. And I want to say Kathy might have said this one. How much will it cost to fix up my house? Right. So I get this conversation, and guys, my phone's going crazy. Shelly is with her mom at the hospital. So I'm keeping my phone on. So if you hear that ding in the background, that's what it is. Okay. That's where I'm going after this show. But so how much will it cost to fix up my house? I walk through houses every day, and there's very few things I'm going to tell you to fix. Okay. So that cost isn't very big. There's very few things I'm going to tell you to fix. Okay. It's one of those things where it's, if it's a ridiculous eyesore, I tell you to fix it. Like I was in a house yesterday and she had, foundation issues, right? Foundation issues. I said, okay, you have to disclose that you had these foundation repairs done, but I would drywall and make the basement look nice, but make sure that you disclose that what you've done here, right? But just there's very, very few things I'll tell you to fix. I mean, we got punched holes in the walls or it just looks like disrepair. Yeah, I'll ask you to fix those things. But most times I don't, right? So if you're worried about fix up costs, people are willing to take on lots. They're looking for a house that's been cared for relatively, and they'll put their own fixes on it later, right? So that's number 3. Number 4, this one drives me nuts. Well, the market crash means I'm missing out on bargains that are coming. The market's going to crash soon. Market's going to come down way down soon. So I'm going to get bargains. I'm missing out on bargains. No, you're not. No, you're not. Property values are going to stay. I mean, do I think they might level off and come down a little bit? A little bit, maybe, but they're not crashing. The reason the market crashed the last market adjustment was because appraisers could talk to mortgage people and they stopped all that stuff. They stopped all that stuff. It's now that appraiser has to go through an appraisal management company. Lender can't even talk to them. So all those faulty appraisal things, that doesn't happen anymore. That's very, very a very, very tiny part of what's going on now. So if you're worried about missing out on bargains, I know worry about missing out a lot, but if you're worried about missing out on bargains, that's not going to happen either. Okay. So those are just 4 things I feel like a lot of people are afraid. A lot of people are very nervous, but they want to move or that they wish they could move, right? My advice would be everybody but the move up buyer. Okay. Everybody but the move up buyer, person moving from a certain cost of a house to a more expensive house. Everybody but you should be selling right now because the property values are ridiculously high. I just had 2 bedrooms. Okay. 2 of them go for $150,000 and $155,000 in Dearborn. 2 bedrooms, guys, not 3, 2 bedrooms. That's a ridiculous number. I had a 3-bedroom ranch in South Dearborn High School for $215,000 last month. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money on the sell side. So if you have questions about things that are making you nervous about selling, or if you know somebody that is, call me, let me know. I mean, I'll give you my honest opinion. If I think it's a bad time, I'll tell you. I have no fear doing that. I'm always going to be honest with people I care about. So that's that. All right. All right. Now let's do a little this or that. This or that's are quick today. Okay. First one. Do you wait or do you move? Put it in the chat. Do you wait or do you move? Put it in the chat. I appreciate that. I always try to give clean advice. So do you wait or do you move? This or that. Hang on. Where is it? Yeah. My good friend got me these. This or that. This or that. This or that. This or that. Do you wait or do you move? Tanine says wait. Chris Bergeron says wait. Kathy Cordy says wait. Trey says I'm staying. Yeah, deal you got, buddy. Steve Kreitz is saying. Facebook user says move. Pat Nee says the good neighbor says wait. Facebook user number 2 says wait. So we're going to go with wait on that one. Wait. That's what people are feeling right now. That's what the audience is feeling right now. Okay. Number 2. Moving. How about learn how to spell, Bertrand? How about that? Learn how to spell. We want moving ready or do you want fixer upper? Moving ready or fixer upper? Which one do we want? This or that, this or that, this or that, this or that, this or that. Sorry, my sign girl's not here tonight, so sorry about that. Let's see. Kathy says moving ready. Kathy Wilkowitz says moving ready. Chris Wojcicki says fixer upper. Jenny McKay says moving ready. Chris Bergeron says moving ready. Joe Wojcicki says moving ready. Uh-oh. Fixer upper. And it looks like move in ready is the thing. Now, guys, I will tell you this. I tell you what group that I run into that wants moving ready, which is really strange to me. Okay. Bruce and Nancy say moving ready, got to be ready. Now, I like it, Pat. I like it. No, the younger folks want moving ready all day long. Like they don't want to do any work at all. I don't get very many people that are young that want any kind of fixing up to do at all. I really don't. I don't. It's weird. It's a weird thing to me. Like your first home should be moving ready. That's a little strange to me, but that's just a trend that I'm seeing right now. It's just a trend that I'm seeing right now. All right. Last one, and this is just for my own knowledge, guys. Tell me, basement or no basement? Basement or no basement, so I can advise people better. Basement or no basement? Which one? Handicap needs moving ready. I got you. I'm too old for fixer uppers. I'm too old for fixer uppers, boy. What do you think? Basement or no basement? Basement or no basement? Chris Bergeron, you better say no basement. You're ridiculous if you say basement. Got basement from Facebook user. Tracy Schultz says basement. Pat Nee says no basement. Uh-oh. Joe Wojcicki says basement. Kathy Cordy says basement. I'm just again, guys, this is a general curious realtor one because I'm just curious what you think. A lot of basement people. Holy smokes. I'm working in my basement. Condo. That's not a choice. Basement only for tornado warnings. Yeah. Fixer uppers are great if you have the time, money, and ability. That's because they don't know how to do anything. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. So it looks like basement is the winner. Basement, basement, basement. I would have thought at this point in time, no basement, all the flooding we've had recently, but basement is the winner. All right. The moment you've all been waiting for. What realtors see. Here is your chance to win millions of dollars on a scratch off ticket, courtesy of Talking Real Estate and the Bergeron team. I've got 3 ridiculous pictures ready for you. Get rid of that Joe Wojcicki picture first. Saw this in Brownstown. This is a garage door in Brownstown. A garage door in Brownstown. What do you think? 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 What realtor see number 1? Close the darn door, Chris Bergeron says. Too much shit, can't close. Close the door. Bruce and Nancy Wales. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Your job is to caption it, ladies and gentlemen. Your job is to caption it. I see the ridiculous stuff. Your job is to caption it. Storage wars. That's pretty good. I don't know. It's maybe storage wars. I know that 10 millimeters in there somewhere. Jesus. Oh, jeez. Where does the car go? You got 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the winner is Mr. Party Time himself, Joe Wojcicki. Where does the car go? Dumpster Time, John Betker, the greatest heating and cooling man in the Southeast Michigan area, ladies and gentlemen. If you ever need any kind of heating and cooling work, Three Stripes Heating and Cooling is our dear friend. But the winner of What Realtors See number 1, Joe Wojcicki. Where does the car go? All right. Number two. Number two. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Number 2, what realtors see? Your chance to win millions of dollars on a scratch-off ticket courtesy of Talking Real Estate and the Bergeron team. What do you think? Saw that in the backyard. Yeah, exactly. Chris Bergeron says Stonehenge. Big ass campfire. Great bonfire spot. I swear there's water in there before the heat last evening. That's pretty good. That's a good one. Oh, geez. What do you think? You got about 30 seconds. What realtor see number two? What realtor see number two? Meteor crater. That's pretty good. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What looks like a turtle farm? Jeez, that's funny. 10 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. 10 seconds. What realtor see number two? Boulder Smolder. I like that one. Not a rhyme going on there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Getting stoned. Oh, jeez. 3, 2, 1. And the winner is Big Ass Campfire. I love my big ass. Last one, guys. Yeah, last one. What realtor seat number three? What realtor seat number three? What realtor seat number three? Last one. There you go. What realtor seat? I'll make it bigger for you. I'll try to make it a little bigger for you if I can. Ah, come on. There you go. What realtor seat number three? What realtor seat number three? Future speed bump. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? What do you think? Shocking. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. What do you think? What realtor seat number three? Electrician dance pole? What the hell? Oh, Jesus. Can't have enough plugs. Can never have enough plugs. Robot pole dance. Yeah. Always mixing water and electricity. Yeah, I know it. I know it. I know it. And if you look at it too, realize that's a like a brace, an extra brace pole they put in there on purpose after the fact. You got 10 seconds, guys. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the winner is Tracy Schultz, electrician's dance pole. Electrician's dance pole. Ay, 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 ay. All right, guys. A couple things before we go. One, we always have the after show on Talking Real Estate, the group. If you're not part of Talking Real Estate, the group, let me throw that QR code up there real quick for you. If you know anybody's interested in real estate, I get a lot of calls of people that want to become realtors. Even anybody's in the real estate, throw them this QR code or have them give me a call too. And anybody you know is buying or selling, as always. I'm going to head over to the Facebook group now for a little after show. It'll be short and sweet because I got someplace I got to go. I'm Scott, and I'm definitely talking real estate. See ya.